The static on the radio was the first sign that something was wrong. It started as a low hum, the kind of white noise you ignore until it becomes the only thing you can hear. Elias was driving down a stretch of highway that didn't appear on his GPS, flanked by trees so dense they seemed to swallow the moonlight. Then the static cleared. A voice came through, not a DJ or a news anchor, but his own voice. "Don't look in the rearview mirror," his radio self whispered. Naturally, Elias looked. In the backseat sat a figure draped in a heavy, grease-stained tarp. It didn't move, but the shape beneath it was wrong, too many limbs, bending at angles no human body should allow. Fear turned his blood to ice, but he forced his eyes back to the road. The radio spoke again. "It likes the light, turn off the headlights." Elias gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles white. If he turned off the lights, he'd be hurtling at 80 miles per hour into total darkness. But then he felt a cold, wet pressure against the back of his neck. A single, spindly finger was tracing the line of his collar. He killed the lights. The world vanished into a void. For a heartbeat, there was total silence. Then, a wet, rhythmic thump-thump-thump started on the roof of the car, moving from the back toward the windshield. Something was crawling over him. He slammed on the brakes. The car skidded, hissing to a halt in the dirt. He sat in the suffocating blackness, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He reached for the door handle, but his hand met something warm and leathery instead of cold plastic. The headlights flickered back on by themselves. The road ahead was empty. The backseat was empty. Elias let out a sob of relief, leaning his head against the steering wheel. He stayed like that for a long time, waiting for his heart to slow down. Eventually, he looked up at the rearview mirror to check his reflection. He wasn't there. The driver's seat in the mirror was empty, but the tarp in the back was gone, and sitting exactly where he should have been was a pale, grinning thing wearing his clothes, waving slowly at the back of his head.